When Ronald Reagan was president, the biggest thing that he did was pass a massive tax cut for the wealthy and the well-off, paid for by working families and middle-class folks all across the country. Didn't do anything for middle-class Americans. Didn't do anything to stimulate the economy. This whole notion of trickle-down economics. Come to the conclusion that trickle-down economics simply means that middle-class families, that working-class Americans may get a trickle, but they're guaranteed to stay down. That's what your economics are all about. Massive tax cuts for the wealthy and the well-off under President Reagan continued into President Bush. Bill Clinton comes to office, inherits a significant deficit, and under his stewardship, President Clinton turns a deficit into a surplus and passes that surplus to President George W. Bush, the so-called party of fiscal responsibility. And once again, we see the same exact playbook. Republicans inherit a surplus, and they immediately blow it to pass massive tax cuts for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected, not provide relief to working class Americans. A tax cut in 2001, unpaid for, and then a tax cut in 2003, unpaid for. And they continue to run up the debt and the deficit, prosecuting two failed wars. The so-called party of fiscal responsibility want to lecture America when your record speaks for itself. President Obama comes in after mismanagement related to the prior administration, including helping to trigger the Great Recession, inherits a deficit from a Republican president of $1.5 trillion, as well as the Great Recession. And working under the leadership of President Obama, Democrats in the House and the Senate get the situation turned around, and over an 8-year period of time, reduce the deficit by $1 trillion, from $1.5 trillion to $500 billion. Progress under Democratic leadership as it relates to getting America's fiscal house in order. And then Donald Trump comes to office and again follows the same exact playbook. After failing to take health care away from millions of Americans, the Republicans turned their attention to the GOP tax scam, where 83% of the benefits went to the wealthiest 1%. Why? To subsidize the lifestyles of the rich and shameless. And in the process of doing that, borrow $2.3 trillion added to our debt, explode the deficit, so-called party of fiscal responsibility. In fact, this debt that we're dealing with, that Democrats are taking seriously, that Republicans have no interest in being responsible around, that's what this 2-year suspension of the debt ceiling is all about. In our nation's 248-year history, 25% of our nation's debt was accumulated during the 4 years of the former president. 25%. How dare you lecture America about fiscal responsibility, ever? And then President Biden comes to office, gets big things done for the American people on infrastructure, on the CHIPS and Science Act, standing up a clean energy economy, rescuing America from a once-in-a-century pandemic gets all of these big things done, partnering with House Democrats and Senate Democrats, and in the process, in its first 2 years, reduces the deficit by $1.7 trillion. And so we see a very clear pattern. The facts speak for themselves. Democrats are the party of getting things done and fiscal responsibility. Republicans are the party of massive tax cuts for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected, which bring us to this very moment. Because this bill is designed to set up the GOP tax scam 2.0. To stick the American people with a bill so you can continue to cut taxes for wealthy donors and well-connected corporations and jam working-class Americans. That's what this bill today fundamentally is all about. That's why Republicans are suspending the debt ceiling for 2 years, the so-called party of fiscal responsibility. And in addition to these massive tax cuts, we know how you want to pay for it. Many Republicans have said this in the public domain, that we want to end Social Security as we know it, end Medicare as we know it, end Medicaid as we know it, end nutritional assistance as we know it, not support our veterans. These are all the reasons why Democrats are opposed to this legislation. Because you're trying to jam working-class Americans again, as you have repeatedly done over and over and over again. Those are the facts. The other problem with this bill is that we negotiated in a bipartisan, bicameral way, real progress for working-class Americans, for middle-class Americans, for everyday Americans who aspire to be part of the middle class. That has been cut out of this legislation. Why would you do that? Why would you eliminate funding for community health centers? That impacts the heartland of America, urban America, rural America, suburban America, small-town America, Appalachia. Why would you cut out funding for community health centers? We're fighting for those everyday Americans. That's why we're opposed to this legislation. Why would you cut funding for nutritional assistance for children in America, for seniors in America, for veterans in America? Why would you do that? This bill cuts funding for nutritional assistance that had previously been agreed upon, and that's why we're opposed to this legislation. This legislation actually cuts a program that was designed to help children and their parents detect cancer. Cruelty is the point. Why would you eliminate that program? We're going to fight for the children of America. And so the reasons are too numerous to articulate. Though with my magic minute, I could do that. But we've laid out the challenges with this bill, the phoniness in claiming that extreme MAGA Republicans are about working-class Americans, or the party of fiscal responsibility. Nothing could be further from the truth. When you run up the debt and the deficit, middle-class families pay, working-class families pay, and we are going to defend them. House Democrats are going to continue to fight for working families, middle-class families, all those who aspire to be part of the middle class, for the children of America, for the seniors of America, for the unions in America, for the veterans of America, for the least, the lost, and the left behind, for the poor, the sick, and the afflicted. We are going to continue to fight for everyday Americans. That is why we are voting no on this bill, and to stop this reckless, regressive, and reactionary Republican shutdown, vote no.
So basically, the left has taken a position that they're going to stop this from being a 16-page bill from a 1,500-page bill. If you guys aren't paying attention, this is kind of the fight
House
right
will be in
now
order.
for your money.
Members are reminded to direct their comments to the chair.
I think that
the gentleman
you need
from
to be sharing this
Connecticut
video out to all
reserves.
your friends that you
Gentleman
can.
from Oklahoma is recognized.
Thank you very much,
This is the fight
Mr.
that we
Speaker.
talked about.
Mr. Speaker, I
This is the 60-day
recognize
fight
my
that I've been
very good
talking
friend
about.
and
So
distinguished
let's see what
gentleman
else
from
they've got to
Missouri,
say here.
Mr. Alford, for 2 minutes.
The gentleman is recognized for 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Mr. Speaker. I did not bring any fancy signs with me today. Those take hours to prepare, but I will tell you, if a shutdown occurs, because we do not pass this continuing resolution today, it will not be a Republican shutdown. It will be a Democrat shutdown.
And the left
and when
is
it
hoping
goes
that
over
they
to
can
the
stretch
Senate,
this out until
it will
tomorrow
be
to
the
try and
Schumer
get what they
shutdown.
want out of it.
Will suspend. The gentleman will suspend. The House will come to order. The gentleman from Missouri has the floor. The gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, this is not about millionaires. This is not about billionaires. This is about our farmers. This is about our military getting the pay that they deserve through the Christmas and New Year's. This is about the future of this nation. This continuing resolution, Mr. Speaker, before us, it is not a perfect solution. But this is a bridge that will allow us to continue the critical work of funding our troops, securing our border, supporting our farmers, caring for our veterans, and providing disaster relief for those in the Carolinas that we visited just last month, living in tents in freezing temperatures while illegal aliens are living at the Roosevelt Hotel in New York City.
The gentleman will suspend. The House will be in order. Allow the gentleman to be heard. It is his time. The gentleman from Missouri is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, Missouri has 87,000 farms. We are losing 1,000 farms in America each month. Our food security is national security, and the Democrats do not want to support our farmers because of the high inflationary costs that this administration has brought about and the low commodity prices. Farmers are going out of business. I don't understand this consolidation of farming in America and why the Democrats are in favor of that. We have got to support our farmers through this bill. We have got to support our disaster victims through this bill. And most of all, we must support America. We are not here for ourselves. We are here for those that we represent, the hardworking Americans who depend on us to set aside our differences and act with courage and responsibility. They deserve a government that works for them and not against us. And with that,
the red
I
tie
yield
people,
back.
which are speaking
Gentleman
right
yields.
now,
The gentleman from Oklahoma
decided
reserves.
to submit a 16-page
The
bill
chair
to solve
would
the
remind
problem.
my colleagues
It's
to
on the floor
allow
now.
speakers to be heard.
Now they're in
The
debate.
gentlewoman from Connecticut is recognized.
I just remind my colleague and friend from Missouri that the compromise bill had support for the farmers, overwhelming support for farmers and for American families as well. At this time, I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Massachusetts, the distinguished ranking member of the Ways and Means Committee, Mr. Neal.
Without objection, the gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We are in favor of every request that you asked for. These were modest agreements that were reached and rendered by both parties in an honest and public agreement. The Speaker of the House broke his word. That's why we're here. And to the gentleman from Missouri who just spoke, I've been here for a long time. You have never won a government shutdown, and you won't win this one either. Your currency in this institution is your word. We reached an agreement. We came to modest achievements. And a tweet changed all of it? Can you imagine what the next 2 years are going to be like if every time
I'm going to go ahead and pause that. And I want you guys to listen to me carefully. A tweet didn't cause this, okay? What caused this was a tweet that the citizenry is paying attention to now, because that's where they get all their real news from, because everything else is dead. And they had an agreement, all right. That's right. The Speaker of the House, who isn't even there right now, okay, because he got caught. Because 1,500 pages of bloat is what they're pissed off about, because they're not getting all the funding. They're mad because their little deal didn't work. Their little scheme didn't work. That's why they're mad. All right, let me turn this back on.
the Congress works its will and then there's a tweet?
Yes,
Or
it's
from
live.
an
I can
individual
just
who has
pause
no
it,
official
'cause I have
portfolio,
super
who
YouTube
threatens
outs.
members on the Republican side with a primary, and they succumb? This institution has a separate responsibility based upon the separation of powers. Members of Congress don't serve under presidents of the United States. It's called the national principle. I'm in favor of aid to North Carolina. I'm in support of aid to the farmers in Missouri. We come to the aid of the American family at moments like this, but you walked away from your word. You walked away from an agreement. That's what we're bothered by. A simple suggestion from the president-elect that you ought to abandon that principle? And this is what this is about. This is trying to raise the debt ceiling to disguise a big tax cut that they want to offer later on. In December of 2017, the TCJA was rendered, and my friends, particularly the ones that have been here for a while, you know what I'm about to say is true. You borrowed the money for a tax cut. $2.3 trillion for a tax cut for wealthy people. And when you see the distribution tables, you know who got what. We are trying to avert a government shutdown, but we're also trying to subscribe to the basic principle as outlined earlier. We reached an agreement. It was honorable. It came to the aid of everything you've asked for. And then you walk away from it? What about your word going forward here? What about the currency that I noted a moment ago? And I want to tell you, you cannot win a government shutdown, and you won't win this one either. We need to return to the original agreement and stick with it. The last word here I'm going to offer is this.
It's expired.
The Speaker of the House needed to keep his word on this
The
legislation.
gentleman's time.
I yield. Stay with
The
it.
gentleman will suspend. The gentlewoman from Connecticut
These people are
reserves.
pretty butthurt. They're pretty butthurt.
The chair would remind my colleagues to direct comments to the chair. The gentleman from Oklahoma is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I yield to my good friend, the gentlewoman from Florida, Ms. Luna, for 2 minutes.
The gentlewoman from Florida is recognized for 2 minutes.
Mr. Speaker, I've never actually voted for a CR, but I'm here today because I realize that the plan that's on the table currently to keep our government open, but also the promise from the only president in my lifetime who's ever followed through on all of his campaign promises to the American people. Excuse me, I'm not done talking. Give me the same respect we give you guys.
The House will come to order. My colleagues are reminded the gentlewoman has the floor. She has the right to be heard. The gentlewoman has the right to be heard, and the gentlewoman would be reminded to direct her comments to the chair. The gentlewoman from Florida is recognized.
From the only president in my lifetime who's fulfilled all of his campaign promises to the American people, has promised to cut hundreds of billions of dollars in reconciliation. You want to talk about shutting down the government. The deal that was negotiated was largely rejected by the American people, which, to Speaker Johnson's credit, pulled it from the floor, which is why we are here today. The deal on the table will keep the government open for the American people, and if you guys so choose to shut it down, it will be on you, but not the Republican Party. We will not
exactly
be going
what I
back
was
to the
gonna
table.
say.
This deal
Boom.
stands as it is, so let you go back home on Christmas
They're trying
and
to
explain to your
redirect this,
people
but this is how
why you
they're
shut
going to
down
lose
the
this
government,
battle.
because we won't be doing it.
The House.
Furthermore, Mr. Speaker.
The House will be in order. The House will be in order. The gentlewoman is reminded to direct her comments to the chair. My colleagues are reminded to yield the floor to the gentlewoman from Florida.
Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, the former bill had items in it to include random pandemic policies, biocontaminant research that were not in the best interest of the American people. So the deal on the table is as is. You either vote for or you vote for the shutdown, but it will be not on the Republican Party, but on Democrats as it stands. Mr. Speaker, I yield my time.
Gentlewoman yields. My colleagues, the chair acknowledges the emotion and passion behind all arguments. Please, the House will be in order. The gentleman from Oklahoma reserves. The gentleman from Oklahoma reserves. The gentlewoman from Connecticut is recognized.
A deal is a deal. I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from New Jersey, the distinguished ranking member of the Energy and Commerce Committee, Mr. Pallone.
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Have the Republicans forgotten
Here
that
comes
they're
the sign
in the
again.
majority? The bill that was supposed to come up was posted and negotiated by the Republican Speaker. He posted it. He negotiated it. And you know that the bill that you're bringing up instead tonight will not pass. We will leave here tonight. This bill will not pass. And so you are the ones that are creating the shutdown. You have the power to decide what bills come to the floor. You are putting a bill on this floor that you know will not pass and will lead to a Republican shutdown. It's on you because you have the majority. Now, I want to talk about this other bill that was supposed to come up and that you refused to bring up. This bill was negotiated because we realized, for one, in our committee, the Energy and Commerce Committee, that people were suffering, right? They were suffering from high drug prices because of pharmaceutical benefit plans, PBMs, right? And so we put in the bill on a bipartisan basis a way of trying to bring prices down with PBM reform. We knew that consumers are being screwed all over the place, right? With shady things on website when they buy things, junk fees, all kinds of deceptive practices. So we put in on a bipartisan basis that we were going to get rid of junk fees, that we were going to get rid of deceptive practices, whether it went to a concert or a hotel or whatever it happened to be, because we cared on a bipartisan basis to try to bring prices down, to try to make things more fair for the consumer, for the American people. You took all that out. Why? Because a billionaire, Elon Musk, decided that we were going to act in favor, or the Republicans were supposed to act in favor of corporate interests, in favor of billionaires, in favor of special interests. That's what's going on here. You jettisoned all the things that we worked on a bipartisan basis to try to bring prices down, be fair to the American people, protect the consumer, protect the environment, protect safety, and instead you decide to simply go ahead with something that you know will not pass, that will shut the government down. Don't tell me this is on our watch. This is on your watch. You're the majority. You're responsible. This is not going to pass. The government's going to shut down, and the American people are going to suffer because of you as Republicans. I yield back.
Colleagues are reminded to direct their comments to the chair. The gentlewoman from Connecticut reserves. The gentleman from Oklahoma is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. You know, we've had a lot of talk about what's not in this bill. Maybe we ought to talk a little bit about what's in this bill. It keeps the government open, which my friends say they want to do, and I think they're sincere in that. This does that. It provides relief to people in the various disaster areas around the country at an amount that they agree to, and we agree to, and we share that in common. It provides aid for farmers who've suffered through several years of droughts and disaster and a systemic crisis that, as my friend from Missouri mentioned, is costing us farms. It extends important health care provisions into the next year. There's nothing in here you're against. There's not a single thing in this bill that you oppose. So if you can't vote for what you're for, please don't lecture us about what, if I had this and this and this, I'd vote for it. You vote no, you're voting to shut down the government. If you vote no, you're voting to deny aid to people with disaster. If you vote no, you're voting against helping American farmers and ranchers at a difficult time. And if you vote no, you're voting to strip important provisions that are being extended into next year. Why? Because you don't want to give the next president enough time to get organized. And you want to use the debt to leverage. The extension of the debt ceiling is what we've done for the last 2 years. It's what you supported 2 years ago. There's no change in that whatsoever. So if you want to fight other things and other battles, that's great. I welcome that debate. I think it's a legitimate debate. But you're voting against a bill that everything in it you support. Every single thing. And you're doing that for political purposes. So please don't lecture us about that. We present something that keeps the government open, that provides aid to people, that provides support for farmers, that extends important provisions, and you're not opposed to any of that, and yet you're going to oppose the bill. And if a government shutdown comes, and I sincerely hope it does not, please don't tell us that those of us that voted to keep the government open while you voted to let it close are somehow responsible. That's just not the case. So, I have a rule as a legislator. I never vote against a bill because of what's not in it. I vote on the basis of the bill that comes here, and then I fight for the other things that I think are important. And extending a debt ceiling that we've done for 2 years in a bipartisan fashion so you can use it as leverage against a new president is something you ought to reconsider as a political tactic. With that, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserved. Gentleman reserves. Members are reminded to direct their comments to the chair. The gentlewoman from Connecticut is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 1 minute to the gentleman from Florida, Mr. Moskowitz.
The gentleman from Florida is recognized for 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Denial is not just a river in Egypt. Let's talk about the last 2 years. It was the Democrats who raised the debt ceiling, not the Republicans last time. Many of you voted against it. It was the Democrats who kept over the government, not once, not twice, but every single time we needed to keep the government open, it was the Democrats who kept the government open. More of us voted for it than you. And all I've heard for the last couple of weeks about it, this giant mandate, landslide, trifecta. Put on your big boy pants, pass your own bill. We're only here because you guys can't agree amongst yourselves. So hold on a second. Democrats will keep government open for the American people. We will mediate the disagreements between that side of the room and that side of the room. We will do that for you, but you gotta at least invite us to that meeting. So if you want us to solve your problem because you can't agree amongst yourselves, reach out. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Time has expired. The gentlewoman reserves. Gentleman from Oklahoma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I reserve.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman from Connecticut.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 3 minutes to the gentleman from Texas, Mr. Roy.
The gentleman from Texas is recognized for 3 minutes.
I thank the gentlelady. When I ran for Congress in 2018, the debt was $21 trillion. I was just texting with my son back home in Austin, who I haven't seen in quite a long time because I'm here trying to fight for him. When I got through cancer about 12 years ago, I made my promise to my kids that I would do everything I can to save this country. And what we're doing right now is to continue to double down on the things that are destroying the republic. We are going to increase the debt ceiling, not just $4 trillion, that's false. We have spent $4.7 trillion in additional debt in the last 19 months. We're going to increase the debt by $5 trillion. That's what's going to happen right here by Republicans, increasing the debt $5 trillion. And what are you doing in the same bill? $110 billion unpaid for, because you never have any ounce of self-respect to go out and campaign saying you're going to balance the budget, and then you come in here and pass $110 billion unpaid for. On top of the $200 billion you did for WEP, you guys won't agree with that, but the fact of the matter is $330 billion. Congratulations, you've added to the debt since you were given the majority again on November 5th. It's embarrassing. It's shameful. Yes, I think this bill is better than it was yesterday on certain respects, but to take this bill yesterday and congratulate yourself because it's shorter in pages, but increases the debt by $5 trillion is asinine. And that's precisely what Republicans are doing. I'm absolutely sickened by a party that campaigns on fiscal responsibility and has the temerity to go forward to the American people and say, you think this is fiscally responsible. It is absolutely ridiculous. It also turns off PAYGO. It turns off the $1.7 trillion in automatic cuts under PAYGO. Because this side of the aisle is profoundly unserious about actually reducing deficits, just as my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are profoundly unserious about reducing deficits. The entire body has been racking up debt for my entire life. $36 trillion, $1 trillion of interest. We rack up $1 trillion every 100 days. Now, what are we going to do about it? We're going to run around and talk about cutting taxes, but not doing what's necessary to cut the spending along with the cut taxes. My other side of the aisle, my colleagues will say, oh no, we got to increase taxes, but we'll do anything to cut spending. And so here we sit in the same mess. And I got to be honest, I want to remind people, this is Article 1. I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Gentleman reserves. Gentleman from Oklahoma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman's recognized.
This is a great debate. Nice to have the discussion, but we're here to consider a specific piece of legislation. This keeps the government open. What my friends want to do by voting no is effectively to shut it down. This provides relief to people in need. What my friends want to do by voting no is to keep that from happening. This provides aid to farmers and ranchers. What my friends want to do, and they actually favor the amounts and what have you, there's been no change in that regard, ends that. This extends important protections for the American people. So if a bill's got something in it and you support everything that's in it, and we continue the debt ceiling that we've had the last 2 years, then I'm mystified as to how you can go home and explain that, as I wanted to keep the government open, so I voted to shut it down. It's amazing to me. With that, I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman from Connecticut.
Mr. Speaker, I am prepared to close.
Gentlewoman reserves. The gentleman from Oklahoma.
I still have speakers, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman is recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield 1 minute to my very good friend from Ohio, the distinguished chairman of the Judiciary Committee, Mr. Jordan.
Gentleman's recognized.
I thank the gentleman for yielding, Mr. Speaker. This bill is real simple. This bill helps the people who grow our food. Right. This bill helps people who were devastated by hurricanes this past fall. Right. And this bill funds the government at levels the Democrats agreed to. Right. To keep the government open over the holidays. Why the Democrats are opposed to this, I have no idea. I have no idea. So let's vote yes and spend at the levels everyone agreed to. And then in 3 months, we can have the debate and figure out where we're going from there. But this is a yes vote. I yield back.
Gentleman yields. Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman's recognized.
I yield.
Gentleman reserves.
I yield 30 seconds to the gentleman from Tennessee, Mr. Cohen.
Gentleman's recognized.
Yeah, mysteriously, they were ready to close a second ago. Now they want to bring all the crazy stuff.
That were taken out of the compromise bill that were good for the American people. And one of the things was dish payments, where you give money to hospitals that treat the least among us, the poorest people that need health care, and that was taken out of the bill. That's cruel, inhuman, and anti-Judeo-Christian. And that's one of the main reasons why I oppose this bill, because the hospitals that take care of those people are doing God's work, and they need to be given the monies they've been given in the past. A one-year extension, and you took that out. That's wrong. I oppose the bill. Thank you.
Gentleman yields. Gentlewoman reserves. Yes. Gentleman from Oklahoma.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield 1 minute to the distinguished gentleman, my good friend from New York, Mr. Lawler.
Gentleman from New York is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Speaker, we are approaching Christmas and Hanukkah. And Americans all across this country care about this debate. They care about the specifics. But what they won't understand is when you vote no to continue funding the government to provide the services that they rely on. This is a clean CR. If you don't like it because it doesn't have a whole list of ornaments on the Christmas tree, I'm sorry. But the fact is that we are keeping the government funded. By the way, I would remind my Democratic colleagues, we could actually do our appropriations work if my senior senator from New York passed a single solitary appropriations bill on the Senate floor. He passed exactly 0. The fact is, we have to keep the government funded. That is our responsibility.
An additional 30 seconds.
Gentleman's recognized.
We have to keep the government funded. Live to fight another day.
What's up, Al?
The fact is that we are not shutting the government down before Christmas. And I think everyone here has a responsibility to keep the government open and funded, and it requires a yes vote on this CR. It requires a yes vote on disaster relief. It requires a yes vote on providing our farmers the support that they need to put food on the table of the American people. And with that, I yield back to the chairman.
Gentleman yields. Gentleman reserves. Gentlewoman's recognized.
Yes. Speaker, I'm prepared to close.
Gentlewoman reserves.
The chair, I'm also prepared to close.
Gentleman reserves. The gentlewoman from Connecticut is recognized.
The American public has been clamoring for this body to work together, Democrats and Republicans, across the aisle, to do what is in the best interest of the American people. To that end, and to give credence to what the American people are clamoring for so they begin to have trust in us again and what we do in this body, is that we've been working since last August of...
Yeah, Outdoor Ally. So if they don't approve a bill that refunds the government by tomorrow at midnight, then it'll get shut down. There was a 1,500-page bill, and it got the American people said no. They knocked it down to 16 pages, and now the liberals are losing their minds, trying to make everything everybody else's fault but their own because they don't get all of the pork that's in it.
2023 on a supplemental disaster relief bill. We worked assiduously over the next several months, day in and day out. And I would just say to my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, I recognize I am part of what's called the Four Corners, and it was the Four Corners of the Appropriations Committee, Mr. Cole and myself and Senator Murray and Senator Collins, who wanted to get these bills done, the appropriations bills done, by December 20th, because we believed that we could have done it and get these bills done. We were told no. We were told no. That we had to have a continuing resolution that would carry us into next year. No government should be run by continuing resolutions. That is not good governance. But there are those in this body who don't know how to govern and don't care about governing. So we worked hard over the last several weeks. Back
Freedom
and forth,
Nugget.
forth
Welcome
and
to the
back,
stream. What
to
an
say,
entry.
we can
Achieve
accept
that
this,
subscribe
we
button.
can't accept
On
that.
spot on.
We will do this, we will do that. We worked hard. And to talk about what some of my colleagues have said, the Democrats are in the minority in this body. When you have the pen, which is what the Republicans have, they write the bill. They write the bill. They post the bill. They agreed on a bill.
They signed it.
And you know what? They got scared because President Musk told them, President Musk said, don't do it. Don't do it. Shut the government down. Imagine. What does he know about what people go through is when the government shuts down? Are his employees furloughed? Hell no. Is he furloughed? No. And when you shut the government down, people don't get paid. And maybe if none of us got paid if the government shut down, some people on the other side of the aisle would feel differently about where we're going in this effort. We had an agreement. But you know, this is not different from what we've experienced over the last year and a half or so.
Guys, let me know if there's
Think
any
about
serious
it. Biden, McCarthy, deal, come together. Next day, walk away. Johnson, Schumer, deal. Next day, walk away. And now this deal, walk away from it.
She is a scary old
Who
lady.
do we trust in this body? And above all, can the American people trust us? Trust us with their lives.
She wants
when
her
we
pay
had a
raise.
moment,
LOCALPREPPER, what's up, man?
when we came to agreement as Democrats and Republicans.
We had an agreement.
And then we were able to say, let's move forward. This country. You know, one of my colleagues, I think it was Congressman Neal, who said this. The only currency we have in this body is our word. That's our credibility. That's our bond with each other. And when you break that bond, you break the ability to try to come together
coming from the House itself. I checked.
and be able to govern on behalf
Bradley.
of the
Good to see
people
you're
of
out of your
this
meeting
country.
today.
What was left out of this bill, I understand what's in it, but what's left out is unconscionable, particularly in the areas of maternal
Gentlewoman's time has
mortality.
expired. The gentlewoman's,
I implore my colleagues to vote no on this bill.
Yay. Sit down.
The gentlewoman yields. The gentleman from Oklahoma is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, may I inquire how much time I have left?
1.5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself the balance of my time.
Gentleman's recognized.
It's been an interesting debate. It's been a good debate. It's been a lot of interesting points made. But the fact is, there's nothing in this legislation that you oppose. You don't oppose keeping the government open. This keeps it open until March 14th. We're going to be voting for that in overwhelming numbers. You support aid to people in distress. This bill does that. You're going to be voting no. We're going to be voting yes. We think the rural economy is in crisis. There's important aid in here for it. Aid, you support it. We're going to be voting for it. You're going to be voting against it. That's just the facts. You consider legislation one piece at a time. There's not a single thing in here that you oppose, except maybe the debt limit extension, which is the same debt limit extension you supported 2 years ago. So I urge my colleagues to vote yes and keep the government open, help people in need, help the rural economy, and let us move forward with our work. With that, Mr. Speaker, I urge passage of the bill and yield back.
Gentleman yields. The question is, will the House suspend the rules and pass the bill, H.R. 10515? Those in favor say aye. Those opposed say no.
Cindy, you're hilarious.
In the opinion of the chair, 2/3 being in the affirmative,
The ayes have it.
for what purpose does the gentlewoman from Connecticut seek recognition?
Guess what? I request a recorded vote.
Does the gentlewoman ask?
And nays.
With great surprise, the yeas and nays are requested. Those favoring a vote by the yeas and nays will rise. A sufficient number having risen, the yeas and nays are ordered. Members will record their votes by electronic device. This is a 15-minute vote.
Okay, guys. So what did you get out of that? Do me a favor, guys. Let's wake up the algorithm because right now 37 people watching their nation, hopefully being saved, watching all their tax dollars not continue to be wasted. Watching the left showing their true colors should be a lot more. So do me a favor, put a #1 in the chat. That way it'll wake up the algorithm. Also, if you have not hit the thumbs up button yet, it's the one that looks like this. Do me a favor and do that right after that. That way we can get things, we can get this party started. Now, how long will this last? I don't know exactly. There's a lot of nay votes getting thrown out there, and we shall see what happens. Generally, this takes more than 15 minutes, so we may walk away, but we'll definitely keep the screen on. We'll keep the mic on and talk as long as you guys want to talk. Blue hair. Tuck says, blue hair, the clown, loves its own voice. That is absolutely true. What I really thought was interesting was how Hakeem Jeffries came out and gave his little spiel. He brought out, like he's leading the party, he brought out his little sign and left it out for other people to use, because that's how socialists work. That's how socialism works, a little bit for everybody, a lot for nobody. And then he, poof, just disappeared. And then, Captain Purple-haired, crazy old witch woman, she pretty much controlled everything, We got a Democrat who is saying, up there, you jinxed it. You jinxed it. There was a Democrat that said, yay. Oh,
just kidding.
I pushed the wrong button. It will be very interesting.
There are 4 nays too.
Oh yeah, we know. We there was a guy on here that is very well respected who gave a speech, a good 1-minute speech about how jacked up the Republicans were, about spending and $4 trillion and.
Oh yes. So let's spend more.
Well, the thing is what his big, he was shitting kittens because, he equated success to 16 pages versus 1,500 pages. And that's how we're going to be winners. When we're not, we're going to be losers because it adds an extra $4 trillion to the debt. Once again, we get into this. And by the way, my girlfriend is a libertarian, and I am not.
As I think Trump is.
And, the reality is that you can't balance a checkbook that doesn't actually exist. And so everybody has their own opinion, and, I respect all of them. But, this actually comes down to just common sense governance, which is what they're supposed to be doing. They're lawmakers. They're supposed to be making laws that the government can use as a whole against us to get money out of us. I'm sorry. I meant build roads and defend the nation. That's what I meant to say. So what we have to do is we have to look at this and think to ourselves, what are they going to say when this doesn't pass? Okay. And who's going to be to blame? Of course, it's going to be the Republicans. They've already got their hashtags, Republican government shutdown. They've already got that out there. It's an absolute joke, but I'm here to tell you it has not taken off. I was checking Twitter, X, while this was all going on, and it's not taking, it's not grabbing. So it's an actual joke, and I actually was able to tag something onto it, like this video, to let people know how badly this is going. I'm sorry. I'm used to talking so much. Here, please.
He talks a lot.
Take over.
How do you
take over my
deal with
lives.
that?
Cindy,
I agree. I would rather this government shut down too. And I'm feeling okay. Bob, thank you. And go libertarian, Bradley. Okay,
Bradley's a libertarian.
You can have it back.
Bradley, we have to talk. We have to talk, man, because you've just I feel deceived. I feel like you've been very deceptive.
It's gonna scare him. Everybody's already told him his vote doesn't count because he's a libertarian.
Bradley goes to a lot of meetings. He goes to a lot of damn meetings. I know these people. A crazy old lady reminds me of the child stealer from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. There you go, man.
Let's pull that up. Or the crazy old lady from 101 Dalmatians. Yeah. Give her a white streak instead of that purple streak and put a little black and white fur coat on her and bam. All right, you can have
Cindy Hoppy, libertarian is awesome. No,
I like this Cindy Hoff girl.
oh, Cindy's cool. Cindy's extremely intelligent, and
feel like
Cindy loves to post when she has times. I saw all of them, Cindy. Thank you very much. All right, what do we got here? We've got 70 yeas and 116 nays. Well, the Republicans often vote very slowly anyway. The no votes are coming down. There's still 243 no votes, and the Republicans have most of them. So this may actually pass. You know, I know there's a slim majority. I want to say that there's like four possible votes as the majority that could turn the entire bill passage. But we're going to see what happens because Tuck is extreme constitutionalist a thing. Only if, well, I guess, well, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing.
Hold on. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil.
Trademark. You don't know these things.
Yes, Cruella. You're right, Cindy.
She used to be in plays and stuff, so she loves to sing all the time.
I sing all the time. And then I got schooled just now and told, no, don't do it. Bad.
Bad girlfriend. Bad. A 20-year shutdown is an acceptable start.
That'd be a tough one. That'd be a tough one. I mean, so who doesn't get paid if there's a government shutdown?
Well, it's done in stages. Okay. It's done in stages. So basically, I mean, they'll continue to get paid regardless, but they'll start to shut down non-necessary personnel. You know, they've always felt like, oh, it's going to stop Social Security. The military won't get paid. What are we going to do then? You know, who's going to be guarded? It's like, you know, have a Coke and a smile and shut the F up because you don't know what you're talking about when you say things like that. So.
Hey, bird lady.
Hey, Mrs. Prepper.
So the last time there was a shutdown a long, long time ago, I guess, the NOAA here and Wallops Island both got shut down. Mm-hmm. But after they came back, they got back pay even though they didn't work.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's how the government works. Oh, I know how they make the sausage and it tastes great, but it smells awful. All right. So the Democrats have no Democrat no votes of 133. So it's 89. So 80. It's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close because we're still at 211 no votes. Understand singing, but my boys told me to get a day job. There you go, Rose. There you go, Rose. It's funny too because we used to have this really happy song. We believe it or not, I actually sing in the mornings. But things have been rough lately, and some of you know and some of you don't, and that's okay. Let's see here. South Dakota is a Republican state, so I registered independent first until a friend ran for office as a Republican, and then I wanted to vote in the primary. There you go.
Yeah. You don't have to register in Virginia. You just vote.
Yeah. I am what do they call it? It's not I call myself an independent, but in North Carolina it's not affiliated. So I can vote for anybody in a federal election. But on the local side, I can vote for anybody if I want to in North Carolina. Let's see here.
Singing loud for all to hear.
I know, right? Almost midnight here in Scotland. Need to stay up to see the results.
I know.
Well, you've got 6. It says there's 6 minutes remaining, but it'll probably take, probably 5 minutes after that for they get it all. And then if they ask for the reading, oh my God. Hopefully that won't happen. The left normally only does that when they want to torture us. But we shall see what happens. We shall see what happens. I don't understand. See, the one thing, I'm a government worker and I support a shutdown. A small, simple life. Oh, welcome to the channel. I don't recognize you. Thank you, and make sure you hit that subscribe button.
I'm a government worker too, but not federal. I work in a local government. I don't know if he's ever told you guys.
No, I don't talk about you. You're just the girl.
You don't even tell them about your love.
You're just the girlfriend.
I'm just the girl.
You're just the girlfriend.
I mean, I'm so much more than
I never said you were just a girlfriend.
But I'm so much
You were the girlfriend.
I'm the awesome girlfriend.
You're the girlfriend.
Right?
Put a 1 in the chat if you think my girlfriend's awesome. Maybe I'll tell you her name if it's okay with her.
Oh no. What if they don't like
Let's see
me?
here. I would have the staff of the entire federal agencies get exiled. I'm telling you, man, they need an island for these people.
Legally exiled, so a 2-month severance
Just drop them off.
should be as sufficient as a kinder, gentler alternative.
There you go. You're waiting for all the numbers, right?
So where's the
There's a delay.
I can't even.
There's a delay.
What the hell? Oh, heck. Sorry.
Why are Republicans voting nay? Because we have a group of Republicans who don't want to play this game. You know, here's the thing. All that's going to happen, okay, is that these guys are going to get primaried. You know, Captain Red Tie has already said, go ahead. FO. You know the deal, right? I saw that. She's a keeper. But there's a laugh out loud. She's a keeper. Yeah, there's a group of people, there's a group of Republicans in the House.
What's up, Billy King?
That are playing these games. What's up, LP's girlfriend? LA!
I put up with him.
I
oh
put
my
up
God,
because
you
she
wouldn't
put-
even believe what I have to put up with.
I know, right? It's just awful the
I
way
mean-
you're treated.
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
Anyway.
He treats me like a princess.
Yeah. Let's see.
In every live.
What?
Wow.
What?
He mentions me in every live.
Maybe.
You said you didn't talk about
I don't
it.
talk about you.
But he said that you mentioned
They
me.
don't know your name. And so I mentioned you. So what? I got a girlfriend. There, I did it.
And she's awesome.
We're gonna wait until all of this mess ends
I have
over
a
here.
meeting in 15 minutes.
Yes,
so
I know.
Actually,
You can't stay.
I can't
You can't stay. Let's see here.
What?
Every live. What?
She seems so much nicer than what you tell us.
Just joking.
All right. Well, good luck with the vote.
Yeah,
I
good
gotta
luck.
go.
Good luck with the government. Say goodbye to everybody.
I gotta go to a meeting. Bye, everybody. It's so much fun. We have to do this again. Good luck.
All the way to that. Have fun. Be safe. Dress warm. All right, enough of that shenanigans. Enough of those shenanigans, Bradley, you troublemaker. Yeah, no worries, guys. I've actually been contemplating getting her on here more often, but you know, she's actually at a real job while I'm talking to you at 9 in the morning, so it's kind of hard to do. Bradley says, "Have fun in the meeting." He says, she says, "Thanks." She's going to a different kind of meeting. It's like a club. So, well, Bradley goes to meetings for work. All right, let's see here. We've got 136 to 94. We've got 100 no votes left. Is it even possible? So 50, 60, 70, 80, 91. 191, unless some nays changes. Or is 190? Yeah, they've got the nays, bro. They've got the nays. I think that we need to find a list. We need to find that list, and every one of these guys that say no on the Republican side, it's the biggest problem we have with Republicans. It's the biggest problem we have with Republicans. And you know the funny thing too is that if any one of these new Republicans said nay on this, and they're like brand new, just got voted into office, just won the election, the big red wave, okay, and they're pulling this crap already, yeah. It's going to be a short political career for you. So you wait. The list will be all over X here in like probably an hour. Looks like Sigma Prepper went live. We'll be watching him here in a little while. Flat Earth debunked. That's funny. All right, what do we got here? I do 1 or 2 minimum a day till the end of the year. What? What are you talking about? I've never bring my wife on a live with me. My girlfriends would be pissed. And that's why I always say the girlfriend. No, she's the only one. She's the only one for me. All right, let's see here. 140. Oh, this is just not. I mean, so now what's the move? The move now. The Democrats have decided have voted to shut the government down. That's what this all comes down to. Let's see. Send emails to the offices of the nay voters. Yeah, definitely. We need to get a freaking get the list, get the emails, and freaking oh, by the way, I can almost guarantee Captain Red Tie has got a I wonder what freaking Musk is saying right now. And the thing is, I don't have that on this computer. I want to pull it up, but let me see here. Let me see if I can make some magic happen here. Let me try something here. Elon Musk X. All right. Okay, this is from 6 hours ago. No, I don't want to do that. I just want, it wants me to log in. All right, you know what? I'm going to try and log in. Right, sign in with Google. Okay. And let's go to that account. Let's see what it's going to let me do. Tyranny alert. New deep state bill expands COVID lockdown powers to a pandemic. Oh, that's a clunker thing. Shut up. Why do people... Harry Sisson says Republicans just removed $190 million for child care cancer research from the new spending bill they're putting forward. They've removed funding for child care cancer. This is another level of evil. Whatever this guy says is a lie. It's all a big fat lie. Let's see. All right, so we've got Claus. We got what's he got on for? This is everything every post he's got is 6 hours old. So we're going to let's see here. We had a deal. Everybody's seeing that. Golden Age of MAGA. Hard questions. Notifications. What's happening? That's awful. All I can do right now, guys, is just kind of monitor to see what's happening over there on X. X is still covering all of the meltdowns, basically, is what's happening. So we'll check back on that here in a second. Like I said, I only have so many screens, so I can only watch so many things. Primary all rhinos. Yeah, exactly. It's the biggest problem the Republican Party has, is they don't stick together on squat. They just don't do it. It's so ridiculous. RTW/RAC.status. I'm just calling you RTW, bro. 1, welcome to the stream. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. 2, you'll never hear me say your full name because it's long and ridiculous, even though you probably like it. Let's see. How long do your shutdowns last? Until they fund the government again, until they can get back together and write a bill that will actually fund the government that they can agree on. It goes through all of Congress and then is signed by the president. A lot of money just lines. Would you change your mind?
Yeah, they hadn't turned on heat, and I'm not gonna.
Okay. Well, looks like we're here then. Look who came back. Look who showed. You're not in the. You've got to come way. You've got to come way over here. Way over here. There you go. There. Now you're back in. Now you're back in the picture. There's the microphone. I'm just gonna sit around and drink coffee now, since I clearly don't have my own stream anymore.
I mean, you want me to talk about cancer?
No.
Then you have your own stream.
You should probably sit back over here because I lean on the table and look how much bigger my head. You look like a tiny person. You look like a little bitty tiny person. Here. That's what you look. You look like a little bitty tiny person. So we should probably
All right.
switch seats.
Oh, darn.
Don't mind my butt. Keep it clean. This is a family channel. Oh.
Hey, thanks, Billy.
All right, let's see here. Let me make an adjustment down over here.
When they're a subscriber or not.
It's hard to tell in this. Normally they'll have something next to their name. See how Cool Colt. Good to see you, bro. Just got out of work. They got that little thing right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that they're actually members.
I
Members.
see.
I don't think I'd turned on subscriber only on this, but I was in a real rush to get this fired up. It was doing some really weird stuff.
35 nay votes from the Republicans.
I know, right? We were just talking about that, and
Jerks.
the bottom line is that they just they can't stick together. They can never stick together for some reason. It's so retarded.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what that was.
Well, retarded's
Something.
not a very nice word.
Okay, thank you. Meanwhile, back in 1987, when I graduated from high school and was shooting at people a year later, we didn't care about those stupid words. All right, let's see. I'm not sure what that was all. Hey, what just happened on the screen, guys? I'm playing in another screen right now.
Somebody sent money?
No, I don't think so. Guys, could you tell me what just happened on the screen? And we're going to go back over here to the watch screen right here. I'm seeing 173 to 230 on C-SPAN. Yeah, it's the same score over here, bro. Okay, just flushing out more rhinos. There you go. Exactly. Just flushing out more rhinos.
Yeah, it's okay.
You two on full screen?
We're on full screen.
No, we were a second ago. We're not anymore, though. There's a delay in the chat. When we respond to you guys, there's anywhere from a 7 to 10 second delay on the chat. I was trying to look and see what our numbers on the YouTube was, and it's hard to do with these things set up the way they are. There we go. Don't do that. I don't
This is no time remaining, so what's the problem?
Well, it's because they're conferring with the votes. So all those ladies out there, they're doing all the things, and then they give them time to change their votes. That's what they're really doing right now. That's why they're all out in the on the floor area. They're giving them an opportunity to change their votes.
They should change them if they want this government funded.
And then there's 12 no votes. There's a total of 24 no votes. So, you know, it happens. It happens. Those are man sounds. You guys know that.
Yeah.
35 rhinos. Heaps so far.
Oh, Trump's plan to bring out false Republicans.
Hey, it is what it is.
Right?
It is what it is, you know.
Get rid of those jerks.
You know, the only thing is you got to watch out because, you know, just saying that, making the list, that's very binary. It's very simplistic, okay?
Bradley's saying it's just us two. You've done something wrong. You don't want to just see us? I think that's what you got there.
Hold on a second, because I can actually look and find out. I need to click this. And it's not making any sense.
You don't want to just see us? I think that's what you got.
No, there you go. Yeah, if you guys aren't seeing the actual vote count on your screen right now, you need to refresh your pages.
Good night, outdoor ally.
Good night, my friend. We'll talk to you later. He's my camping buddy from across the pond. Oh, I need to mute that sound too. That's us.
I think that's what you got.
Mute. That should not even be on right now. X. There we go. Streaming. We got a Democrat voting president. Oh no, not that. An MD on days like this is a vote with the opposition primary all non-voters. Primary all non-voters. That's interesting. That's a thought. That is a definite thought. Let's see here. It was me. I had to run down and help my neighbor and didn't realize I got over a minute behind. That happens. That happens.
For sure. I'm always behind.
All right.
All right, here we go. On a motion to suspend the rules and pass. What?
Yeah. Now, if I remember right, now they really get into it. Oh, you hear that? It's a fire horn. Because most people in my department didn't know there was a potential shutdown. I believe it, man. Nobody's actually talking about this stuff.
So when I left, you were talking about potential consequences of a shutdown.
Oh, just they do it incrementally based on days. After they'll stop, they'll close down certain things. A lot of times, the first things they shut down are like the federal park system will get shut down.
Shut them down.
I mean, just you can't come to DC anymore. It's all shut down.
Well, I might need to come to DC.
Yeah, you can't.
On
go
this
camping
vote, the
anywhere.
yeas are 174, the nays are 235, one voting present, two-thirds not being in the affirmative. The rules are not suspended and the bill is not passed.
Oh well, government shutdown.
We'll see what happens. Let's see what the next.
Pursuant to Clause 12A of Rule 1, the House will stand in recess, subject to the call of the chair.
Ouch. Ouch. All right, guys. So what could happen? So they're going to go into recess now. So what could happen? You're all covered up by the chat. Move to your right. Move to your right.
I see it. You're such a goof. I'm just trying to get inside the chat.
He's such a group. Trying to read it. So what could happen now, guys, is they could go back and allegedly negotiate. It's actually more like try to decide whether it's time to push it or not, or maybe like, okay, this is it. And then what they'll do is they'll come back here in a little while and say that they're gonna stop all House stuff until tomorrow morning at like 11 o'clock or something like that.
Yeah,
And we'll probably vote 2 more times. Yeah, they'll try that. Let's see. Already left messages for Thune and Rounds, my congressman from South Dakota. I love it.
Guarantee if Congress pay required a budget, they would fix it. West Virginia Pappy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I honestly think that should be part of the budget. That every single time, never taken out. It should be in there. She is definitely in the chat. Like your humor. I like your humor.
Yeah, that's right.
How will they spy on citizens if they are shut down? That's a great question. That's a great question. They're going to use the black money that like the DOD can't freaking. They haven't been able to pass a what do they call it when they look into your finances? It's like a budget inspection or financial inspection. Put it in the chat if you know what the name of that is. They haven't been able to an audit. The DOD has never passed an audit ever because they can't, because there's so much black money that it's not traceable. It's like, where did this other $5 trillion we gave you go? We're not sure. Maybe it was it was a $500 toilet seats. That explains everything. That's why they have to lie about stuff like that.
That's why they are going to flip out. And I think they already are flipping out because they know what Doge is going to do. They know it's coming. They're scared out of their
Oh yeah,
minds.
well the swamp is the swamp. It's just that easy. Let's see. Your girlfriend absolutely needs a side chair with her own mic and monitor.
Oh my God. I so agree.
This microphone is big enough for both of us. Look how big this is. It's monstrous.
Let me see. I mean, I can't even get my hand all the way around it. There's still inches to go.
That's what she said. Let's see. Let's
Well,
see.
that's right. The Republicans can't agree, but I like the idea that this is weeding out the guys that need to go.
Yeah. Well, there was also the possibility of amendments, but I don't think that that's going to happen either. So I think what the it's going to go one way or the other. It's just that easy. And I mean, there's a possibility. I hate to say it, but it'll probably fail tonight. And for the people who do stick around long enough to watch it, it will likely fail. I would love to be once again. You guys know I love being wrong, but it will likely fail tonight simply because it requires the Republicans, and there was a lot of them. I could say it was like 8 or 10, 12 or whatever, but there was a lot of Republicans that voted nay on this. And I think what they wanted to do is on the first round vote nay so that they could come back behind closed doors and say, okay, listen, I'm going to vote, but when this comes around, you're going to give me this.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they negotiate on Capitol Hill.
Yep. Quid pro quo.
Doesn't matter this vote. Now they vote for the omnibus bill. The omnibus bill is dead, Cindy. It's dead. Now, of course, last time I told Cindy she was wrong about something, I was completely wrong. But and rightfully so.
You?
Yes, me.
What?
I was wrong. It was scary.
No
It was like the first time it's
way.
ever happened to me before. I shook for
No,
a second.
Nah, that can't happen.
But Dems blaming Trump when the people have spoken. This is what I want to do. Let's see here. Where is come here, you. I need to get over onto X, and I need to get on over to. Why is it doing this?
Tyranny alert.
Don't read that. Don't read that.
Okay.
Let's see here. I'm trying to get over to Elon Musk's page. It does this because it's a small screen. It's crazy. Notifications. Let's see here. So 3 minutes ago, you know what? Let's since they are in debate right now. So let's do this. There's nothing crazy on there. Let's go to watch screen.
Any given piece of legislation will do the opposite of its name.
That's unfortunately what the left is doing right now. Let's see here. So this is from 3 minutes ago. We need to teach people that. There we go. That's what you just wrote.
Yeah.
This is true, but not in the way he thinks. Calling it affordable care is the lie that fools people into thinking it's good.
Yeah. The bipartisan spending bill. Well, we know that was crap.
Let's see. No one cares about Alex Jones and his emergency broadcast. What do we got here? There's talking about a bridge. No, I don't care. No one cares about that. This is awful. This is absolutely awful. So
That's pretty bad.
We're gonna replay that. That's just crazy.
3, 2, 1.
Oh man. Darn. That's so totally
sad,
what would
but
happen
funny.
to me.
Let's see.
Never had good tree lights.
Let's see here. Let's see. Oh no, don't care about that. We don't care about that. Well, looks like we got a frickin' CME headed our way. CME blasted in space today, away from the Earth. Good. CME was not as energetic as the December 17th event, and source located appears different. Still, we await to see what eventually rotates into Earth's view. Stay informed.
So, is the 10-meter band open right now?
Probably.
Does anybody know?
Probably. Hey, one of my ham heads. Is the 10-meter band open right now? Elon, primary. We need a forced robot on a reboot on the entire system. Droney, that's unfortunately you're right. Everybody's talking about like we've got to fix this, but they don't realize that it's so our government is basically corrupt. They're like lawfully corrupt. They've written so many laws and rules and regulations that allows them to do things that they should not be doing, looks like a couple light bulbs are out.
Definitely.
But Droney, good to see you, and make sure you hit that subscribe button, bro. SJ, I don't recognize you either. Hit that subscribe button. has had this on for months, everyone, but somewhere the don't shine. Oh, I got you, somewhere where the sun don't shine. Yeah, so this is the you guys may have seen this earlier. If not, you missed it. We're gonna play this real quick. This is actually a Republican lecturing Republicans about this bill.
Pay-go. Because this side of the aisle is profoundly unserious about actually reducing deficits, just as my colleagues on the other side of the aisle are profoundly unserious about reducing deficits. The entire body has been racking up debt for my entire life.
And his name is
$36 trillion. $1 trillion of interest. We rack up $1 trillion every 100 days. Now, what are we going to do about it? We're going to run around and talk about cutting taxes, but not doing what's necessary to cut the spending along with the cut taxes. My other side of the aisle, my colleagues will say, oh no, we got to increase taxes, but we'll do anything to cut spending. And so here we sit in the same mess. And I got to be honest, I want to remind people, this is Article 1. I yield back. Pay-go.
Yeah. So he wasn't happy. I guarantee he's one of the guys that voted against it. Oh, by the way, the sound is up, guys. So if they do pop in, we'll be able to hear it and immediately go to it.
I'm seeing that what you were talking about before about what's his name trying to block RFK Jr. That asshole from Kentucky.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Something's wrong. Let's get off of that. Oof. Hopefully you guys didn't get too many commercials in the middle. I wasn't able to turn that off fast enough. But if you do get commercials in the middle of the stream, I apologize. That was not the plan. You guys know I only get you in the beginning and in the very end. So we've got two more alerts over here, whatever they are. What have we got here? Chip, but everybody's talking about Chip Roy, you know, the zealot camouflaged in physical hawk clothing. He endorsed against Trump in the primary. Nobody is fooled by this charade. Now, listen, I think that's bold. This DC Drano, he should not have said that. Because Chip Roy is, in my view, Chip Roy is he's the Rand Paul of the House. He's a true centrist, and he just wants things to be right, but he's going to lecture his friends too. You know, the problem is he's part of a party, which means he needs to stay with the party.
You'd have to be pretty good to be compared to Rand Paul. Sorry.
I don't know.
He's my guy.
We already covered this.
He's my free
pass.
This is
all new. No, he's not. Just because you say he is doesn't mean he is. All right. Trying to see here. Unfortunately, we can't really. You know what? I can do that. There we can read more of the chats. 3 ads so far. That's not bad. We've been streaming for. Where we at here? We never see them. Only so it's basically one every half an hour. You'll get another one in 6 minutes. Hopefully, they're letting you go through them. You know.
Ron's my #1 guy. Rand is great.
RTW, we're paying almost $250,000 to each of these. I believe it. Rand or Ron, they're both the same thing. They're both the same person.
Well, Ron's pretty old now. And Rand has work. Hey, he has some pull.
Gotcha. Miko says, no problem. I'm a premium member. There we go.
Thanks for your support.
Roy is from text. Yeah, it's time, folks, for healthy, comfortable living. Last 4 years been tough. It's true. Small deficit ceiling than why they asked when they made been more palatable. Oh, yeah. High road. Okay, no. All right, what do you got? Light Raider, shut up. What's up, Broseph? Thumbs up, please. Yes, guys, it does help the channel. It draws more people in here with a thumbs up. And occasionally I'll make you love your country for a minute or two, and then we can go from there. Let's see. Furious. Some House Republicans privately furious at Musk. Ramaswamy after Musk/Ramaswamy after government shutdown talks implode. Oh no!
Dangerously what? Go up. they were dangerously close to undermining Trump.
Whatever.
That doesn't seem right at all.
That's not what that's just it, guys. That's not how this works. Trump hires people. He's a businessman. Trump hires people and he says, "What do you think about this, that, and the other thing?" And then if they agree on that thing, he's like, "Okay, dynamite, go do that shit." That's what he does. He doesn't micromanage them. He checks on them from time to time. He gets his briefs. He calls them and has conversations with them to see if they're full of crap or not. And then he's like, "Okay, sounds good, man. Go make this shit happen."
Yeah.
That's how Trump works.
And that's why I was like, I didn't know that about him back in 2016. I didn't vote for him. I didn't think either one of them were going to be worth crap. And then I saw him choosing leaders and letting people do their jobs. I think he's incredible.
Okay. Yeah, so C-SPAN is running their suck.
President Musk told them to shut it down.
Yeah, so Mario Nafal, he's got a pretty large following, 1.8 million. He says that so I guess her name is Delorio, Representative Delorio. President Musk told them to shut it down. Democrats worked hard to negotiate, but Republicans holding the pen wrote and agreed on the bill. Then they got scared because President Musk told them, "Don't do it. Shut the government down." And the source is C-SPAN. That's a joke. C-SPAN is a joke. Legacy media is legacy media for a reason. This is from 20. Why am I getting stuff in my feed from 20 hours ago? I'm still waiting for something from Ron, or not Ron, but Elon. It's that's a Kennedy meeting. DC, all the left is still pushing all the Chip Roy stuff. So there's really nothing to see there. Let's see. Let's go to the main screen. The main screen is better. Let's see. Fox News is Paul Ryan's mouthpiece. I don't know about that. But let's see. Trump promised a full libertarian on his team. Haven't seen one yet. That I don't remember. I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember seeing that, Cindy. But it doesn't mean it's not true. So
Um, are there any libertarians on his team?
I don't know. I don't follow that. I just if they're good people. I don't care about their political affiliation.
I do know that Elon said something about having Ron on the Doge team, but I don't think Ron can hang with those boys. He's getting up there. Now, don't get me wrong, he's got some things to teach him, but he's not ready to do the work.
With that thing.
The hell is that thing? What is
Uh,
that thing?
let's see here.
What thing is that,
It's a
SJ?
joke. We're going to get media bill. What happened? What happened? It's over, man. It's over.
Nothing's happened yet. They're in a recess.
Let's see. It's all over the South Dakota chat room for libertarians. I love it. That's hilarious. That's absolutely hilarious.
What's all over the South Dakota chat?
This what's happening with the government right now.
Oh, oh, I thought she meant maybe Ron Paul.
Oh, I see.
I would assume
Yeah,
that.
that makes sense. That makes sense. I need to check that right there. So I need to see. So we're in the right place.
I mean, it's about time somebody's listening to Ron Paul.
That thing is never working right. It's never working right, ever. It's never working right. That's okay. That's okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to click that right over there. Spandex is slimming.
Don't get me started.
Oh, that's too funny. Nice, Jay. Welcome to the chat, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. We need all the help we can get.
Who do you think's wearing spandex?
I don't wear spandex, that's for sure.
Definitely not. All right.
Thomas Massey and his family make you feel during Christmas?
Wow.
Yeah, senator. He's a senator, or no, I think he's a representative. Oh, there we go.
Lovely.
Timu.
What in the?
What is this?
It helps you strengthen your muscles so that your smile doesn't get wrinkles.
I'm afraid to show this to people. I'm afraid to show this to people. Okay, so we'll let's be brief. There's that. This is where we started. This is where we
Ooh,
started. And
nice.
so yeah, this is Thomas Massey. You know, it's like his Christmas card. I think it's funny that the woman has a Tommy gun.
They're
Ah.
not the ones that like defended their home.
No,
are
no,
they?
no, no, no.
Okay.
He's a congressman.
Okay.
He's a congressman.
right.
But then this was the next thing. Why is this ad popping up on my feed?
Who wrote that?
It's Mrs. S.
Oh.
Oh, Mrs. S is a pervert. She's absolutely perverted.
Okay.
I talked to her as much. I mean, I've talked to her a few times. All right, let's see what this dipstick is talking about here.
Where are you on this negotiation?
We had many weeks of negotiation with the Republicans. We arrived at a bipartisan legislative compromise. The Senate Democrats, the Senate Republicans, the House Democrats, the House Republicans, everybody agreed. And then it was blown up by Elon Musk, who apparently has become the fourth branch of government. And that's just an intolerable way of
thanks,
proceeding
SJ. I appreciate it.
underrepresented democracy. So the Democrats are going to try to figure out how we can salvage the public good out of the wreckage that has just been forced upon us.
But do you think that there's a
didn't
scenario
have a
where you might
freaking
regret
job.
rejecting a clean debt ceiling increase? I mean, that's what they've added to this.
We're going to discuss this in our caucus, and we'll figure out what to do. It's just horrific that they have thrust
Should we
us
be
into
doing
this kind of
more
chaos
live streams at night,
already,
guys?
and they
Put one in
haven't
the
even
chat if you
taken
think
over
we
yet.
should.
Some Republicans are saying they've done their part now, that what comes next is up to you, and if this doesn't get passed and the government shuts down, the Democrats are going to own this.
Yeah, they did their part by entering into a legislative compromise with us, which we negotiated over a several-month period. We arrived at the compromise, and that's what we've all been behind, and that's what we expect to go forward. So who is our leader, Hakeem Jeffries, supposed to negotiate with? Is it Mike Johnson? Is he the Speaker of the House? Or is it Donald Trump? Or is it Elon Musk? Or is
I
it
only
somebody
see
else?
one,
We got to
so-
try to figure out
there's
how to
Cindy.
salvage some kind of public interest out of
That's
the
only
wreckage
two.
that they've
Thanks,
You know how many
Cindy.
people are in this room right now, guys.
Thanks, Light Radar.
I know.
Thanks, Mike
See,
and Cool Cult.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. Listen, let me show you something. Let me show you something, okay? This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about right here, okay? So yeah, I know the deal. I know who the slackers are. I can tell. You know, when I only get like 5 or 10 ones in there and 41 people are watching, yeah, I can tell. I know these
Nice
things.
to your people. Stop being mean and calling them names.
Why am I? I'm not mean. People love me.
I'm a delight. Look at all those ones.
Face red, hard shirt. Yeah, you're not used to this, so that's all very exciting for you. All right, okay, so gut check. Let's find out.
all those ones.
That's nothing.
Cindy's my favorite
That-
subscriber of all time. Cindy, you're my new best friend. Do not tell my best friend.
I'm sending this to your best friend.
You better not.
I'm a slacker. Faux show.
Faux show.
Bradley's normally listening to us in his board meetings or when he's like welding a post office truck back together. That kind of thing. Cindy, wear a new hat. Oh, she found my hats. Shiza. She found my new hat.
I'm gonna fight like what do they call them? A Spartan?
Yes, that's a Spartan helmet. She's just, but you guys are just like inviting her all into my stuff.
What's we got going on here? This is fun.
Ling distance best friends, no worries. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that means. I don't know.
Long distance
Oh,
best friend. No
what's
worries.
long distance best friends?
You
I
gotta read
got you.
between the lines.
I'm telling you, man, this is tricky stuff. This is really tricky stuff. Mr. J, thank you for the support, my friend. Anywho,
Rude.
what like you've never burped before? I mean, come on. I just accept you for the person you are. Yes, your man boy reaches over the sound of the grinder or the tractor man rumbling. Yes, my man voice.
Cool Colt wants to be my friend too.
Can I be your friend too?
Long
You
distance.
guys are hilarious.
Yes, Cool Colt. Because you're cool.
Yes.
Only cool people, though.
Cool's been busy. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Nick Sator. Why are a bunch of rhinos insisting on giving Chuck Schumer a ton of leverage over Trump? Are they trying to stifle the MAGA agenda? Boom, boom, boom. All these big, brave Republicans pretend to be physical hawks today for Trump's slimmed down CR were quiet as lambs yesterday when the deep state CR was on the floor. Isn't that interesting? It's almost as if they work for the uniparty and not the people.
For
Magical.
sure. DC Drano.
Yeah. Well, DC
Yeah.
Drano, he's actually a lefty.
He's right, though.
But he says things smart from time to time. Nick Sator, he's a pretty big guy. He's pretty big. He actually has more sway than DC Drano, who's got like 1 million. He's got 2 million followers, but Nick Sator actually has more sway within the community. So it's kind of interesting how that works out.
I just want to talk about that for a second.
All right, let's see. Robert F. Kennedy, thank you, Senator Todd Young, for meeting with me today. I enjoyed our conversation and look forward to working with you
to rebuild Americans' trust in our public health institutions. And I wonder if other people are as so distrustful of our just doctors and pharmacies as I am. We're not pharmacists, but the pharmaceutical industry. Because, I'm at a position where right now I'm supposed to be listening to somebody who's supposed to be saving my life. And I don't even know if he's telling me the truth or if he even knows the truth. I'd love to have some trust.
There's some truth to that. There's some truth to that. I think that there's so much work that has to be done to all of the organizations that support our country, that support the citizenry. And it's so damaged that, you got people like in the chat saying we need a full reset. They're talking about the Great Reset. The Great Reset is this ugly thing.
It's
But
scary.
but the government, but we need an American reset. We need to, we're never going to clean. We're never going. It takes generations to get rid of these people. It's like we were listening to the debate during this prior to the vote, and this guy standing up on the left, and he's first thing out of his mouth is, "I've been here for a long time," and I'm like, "Yeah, too frickin' long,"
Yeah.
way too damn long,
Yeah, that's right. West Virginia Pappy. That's right.
And Justin, welcome to the stream, bro. I don't recognize you. Yeah, hit that subscribe button, my friend. Turn in medical field so hard to come by. Trust in medical field. Yeah, and Rose is a former surgical RN. If I've got my person right, I think I got it right. It's either her or Cindy. I can't remember. These both really smart ladies.
Thanks, Rose.
Well, I honestly think it's just a big show to give us something to be mad at and hope for change, knowing that we'll do what benefits others. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, it might just be a bunch of empty promises.
Necessary evil sometimes. The necessary evil.
I certainly didn't want to go.
All right, keep talking to him. I gotta change my shirt. I gotta change my sweater. It's too warm.
If you go into the kitchen, will you bring some water?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, I actually have the big old water thing in the bedroom.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, so now we can talk about him while he's gone. I'm not going to say anything bad about him. He's my rock. Too many false promises because they don't know. And right on, LP.
are in here also. 27 years. Done. So many changes. PTSD since what we saw with, yeah. I heard a lot about a lot of people having PTSD after that crap. I would have had it too. I can't even imagine going through that. I heard they wanted to take it from 174 to like 258. The Congress salary. Thanks, Cindy. He is lucky to have me, and I am very lucky to have him. He takes great care of me. And yeah, it is great to have a rock. I thought, oh, we're not friends, Bradley? I thought we were going to be friends, and now I feel like you're leaving my side. Don't tell him anything that I say. Everything that I say is confidential. He can't hear me. He's gone to the bathroom. I'm trying to think of something bad to say about him, but I can't think of anything. Yeah, I don't know why Lindsey Graham opposes Kennedy, other than maybe because Kennedy's a Democrat, but Kennedy's one of the few people that has made any sense when it comes to healthcare. He really gives me hope. Yes, he's a big mush. He's a big teddy bear when he's off the mic. Like, so much so that I thought he was playing me for like the fool for a long time. Like he was setting up the long game, and that I was gonna find out that he was like some kind of crazy person. But consistently for many years now, he has been just so he is the epitome of a protector. He does only what is best for me all the time. And I've never had a boyfriend like that. It's pretty amazing. Paul Wilson, Captain Paul Wilson, released from prison. Praise God.
Really? That's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. All right. LP's live show.
Oh, we are friends, but he was first. But seriously, y'all are good people, so yeah, we can all be friends.
All right, let's check. Nothing on that. Let's see what we got going over here. Anything that is new, brand new posts. She's
Here's that
nuts.
witch.
She's nuts. He's still running his sock. There we go.
Cory Booker.
Okay, so there's Elon Musk right there. A super fair and simple bill was put to vote, and only 2 Democrats in Congress were in favor of it.
Who are they? Who's that?
Who's that? That's Hakeem Jeffries.
Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah, he's the leader of the left. Well, he was. He may not be now. If anybody knows in the chat, let me know. Bradley says she had nice things to say about. Well, she has to. She has to say nice things.
No, I don't.
Because I am the greatest. Okay. Anyway, for their full responsibility for the shutdown risk squarely on the shoulders of Representative Jeffries. Dems reject triggered spending bill after GOP killed their version. It's all true. It's all true. Oh, this is the guy. This is the guy right here. Hold on.
Word. Your currency in this institution is your word. We reached an agreement. We came to modest achievements. And a tweet changed all of it? Can you imagine what the next 2 years are going to be like if every time the Congress works its will and then there's a tweet or from an individual who has no official portfolio, who threatens members on the Republican side with a primary, and they succumb? This institution has a separate responsibility based upon the separation of powers. Your currency in this institution is your word. We reached an agreement. We came to modest achievements.
And you should be
And
ashamed
a
of
tweet
yourself.
changed all of it? Can you?
Yeah, it's these people are jokes. Look, I mean, you don't even have to put sound to it. They just look like a bunch of Karens that are like standing in their yard yelling at you from the sidewalk
She's just
because they know some
scary.
of the law and they don't want to go to jail. RTW says, "Who is this guy? Ugh, always about money. They're going after social media in this bill also. I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah,
Proud
Karen's
elephant. This should be interesting. Democrats are crying. Hold on. Democrats are crying over Elon Musk wanting to help America make America great again. Let's see here.
I don't know who's going to win this shutdown, but I know who loses, and that's the American people. And we know who caused it. We had a deal. We negotiated a deal. And then Musk decided to change the deal. Do I call him President Musk? I don't know who's going to win this.
So how many times will we hear President Musk tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Drink every time you hear President Musk
Ranking
tomorrow.
the list of Republicans who voted against the bill. There we go. It's pretty long, guys. It's pretty good.
All right, let's see. Good from Virginia.
Gosser, Harris, Hunt, Lamborn, Lefsko, Lopez, Luttrell, Mace, Massey, McCormick, Mills, Mooney, Moore, Moron,
Moran.
Moron,
Yeah.
Norman, Ogles, Perry, Posey, Rosendale, Rude, Sauerkraut, Self, Spaz. I wonder if this guy's if he's stuck on himself. Self,
Yeah.
Farts, Tiffany,
I like
Ben
Spaz.
Doomy, Spaz.
Van Dyne.
There it is. But you know, sooner or later they would make a list. There it is, guys. Shutting down until Trump takes office. That'd be
That'd be a
fine.
long time.
Oh, that would be freaking. You know, it's like they say that the only people that's hurt. It's like it's the only thing that's going to get hurt is the American people. That's what they say. And it's funny because I mean, honestly, the only people that are getting hurt are the people that aren't budgeted for these. There's actually a budget for government shutdowns for emergency operations. And so the only people that get hurt are the people that aren't actually built into that budget for emergency shutdowns. But it's like basically parks and recreations are the first to go. And then after that, you got to wait like a week, and then another group goes, and another week, another group goes. You know, the government itself is not going to shut down. There's going to be that, and the military is going to get paid. That'll be their next thing. But the thing is people just don't buy their bullshit anymore. They're just not buying their bullshit anymore, and they're like, okay, whatever, shut it down. We're done. We're tired. You know, you either go for the clean bill or the government stays shut down. Whatever. It's that easy. Because, you know, the other thing, too, that we have to be very conscious of is that there's the possibility of emergency action being taken by the president, by the sitting president, and that he could declare a national emergency and then start to do things that are, well, completely legal and constitutional, but not according to Congress. So.
Leading report is who the list is under.
Yeah.
It's on X. She wants you to share that list on Discord, please.
I don't have the Discord fired up over here. Let me see what I can do. I can't promise you anything. Dang damn it. It's just so hard when I only have this one window. Give me a second. We're firing up the Discord. Cha-cha-cha. Okay. All right, where are we at here? General chat. And here's the link. Control copy. And we are now in the Discord, just like magic. Okay, so I just dropped that in there for you. Whoever asked for that, you now have it in the Discord.
It's my new best friend.
It's my new, Cindy's your new best friend?
Yeah.
There you go.
My new long distance best friend.
Let's see here. My new long distance best friend. Let's see here. Executive order to pay the bills. No, executive orders cannot pay the bills, guys. All money has to go through initially through the House of Representatives. It has to. But like I said, there's money that's set aside for these government shutdowns to make sure that certain the essential workers are paid and stay on staff until such time as they're not or not needed or can't be paid anymore. When I was on active duty, we had a government shutdown that lasted a month. It started with that was a really bad piece of chocolate. It started with you can't drive your government vehicles anymore. So I was a recruiter at the time, and we actually were picking kids up in our personal cars and enlisting them to accomplish the mission, and we were still getting paid.
So yes, military was still getting paid.
Yep. And then what was it? Then they told us stop using the government phones that were in the government building that we worked in, but we were still getting paid. And then it was don't come to the office. You could work from home. So literally, we were spending our own money to accomplish the mission, but we were still getting paid. At no time were we never not paid. So it is what it is. These are the kind of things that do happen in the real world, and there's not a lot that can be done about it. We're going to make that so you guys can see things a little bit better. For those of you that are not members, this is our Discord. I've just got it. I just happen to have it left up there, where we actually talk about different things. What are you doing there? RTE status. If RTW, if we can deal with what has been coming and going of late, we can deal with this. Hats off to you, Millman, and this beautiful girlfriend. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
What's Millman?
Military.
Oh.
Ah, she's cute, but she's just not that bright.
I'm not. I don't know stuff like that.
She's actually incredibly intelligent.
Nope.
She doesn't want to admit it because then her boss will want her to do more work.
Yeah, how about, well.
But yeah, so there's the difference between what the bills look like. I wish I could make that bigger, but I've never had to say that. So, but yeah, 16 pages worth 1,500 pages. That's what this is really all about.
Hi, Pastor.
Pastor Reality showed up. Hey, what's going on, Broseph? Good to see you. Good to see you. Yes, prepare.
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 What was that?
What was what? What am I
What's
looking?
this?
That's the bill. That's what 1,500 pages of the original omnibus bill looks like.
I can't even get over that.
Yeah,
well, I mean,
that's
I've
insane.
seen worse.
They give them 3 days to read it. It's actually a congressional rule.
It's insane.
They give them 3 days to read it, and they actually have like an entire team on their staff that reads portions of it, and then they make bullets, and then they tell the representative like what all the crazy stuff is.
Just run it through an AI, and the AI will make all the important.
Yeah, I mean, you can probably try and do that, but the problem is that the AI is going to do whatever it wants to do. That's the first thing, and then the next thing is a machine that can actually compile all that paperwork. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if the modern copiers have AI in them or not. So, well, it's very interesting. All right, let's go ahead and go on back here real quick. Jumping off here. Have a very Merry Christmas. Good to see you, Chuck. We'll talk to you in the morning, I think. Justin, good to see you.
Thanks,
1574. It's a lot of damn pages. I like her sweater.
I know.
It's so sweet. You have such a sweet sweater.
It is a nice sweater.
All right, let's see what else we can find here. No, but your fault, VP Trump's fault. There was a bill that you came against the Republican Party and said, this guy is a child. This guy is a child.
Oh, Harry Sisson.
He is such a freaking child.
Well,
He's
so we have to give him some grace.
he's in college.
Yeah,
He's
well,
like in his 3rd year at NYU, and he's studying like pre-law.
then he's smart enough to figure out that he's an idiot as a young
It's
person.
so mind-blowing how dumb he is.
Mm.
And it's all about these crazy ass rants. You haven't seen one in a while.
Well, I hope he sees the light one day.
All right, so check this out. Watch this.
That Donald. So Trump supporters have been telling us for months that Donald Trump is going to be able to lower prices. Now Trump says he can't lower prices. You played yourself. So
yeah. So here's the thing, guys. And you can't see it. I'm glad you can't see it here. So if you guys didn't know this, the way X is set up now, when you put a comment in X and it gets flagged by anybody for any reason, there's a team of people that have been kind of picked to say whether this was a good post or not, or whether somebody posted something controversial. And good news, I'm one of them. Anywho, so I see a lot of Harry Sisson, and the kid is just a joke. He's just a joke. This is the, I hate to say it because you guys know I don't promote violence. I don't believe in fear porn, all that kind of crazy.
Then
But
don't.
this is the kid. This is the kind of kid who just needs to be punched in the face one time and told that you're wrong.
No.
That's all. No, stop.
No.
Violence is my thing. Okay.
No.
Let's
We
see
don't
here.
promote violence. Don't.
I didn't promote it. I
any
said this is what
children
he needs.
or young people.
I can't help but realize more Republicans are taking a loud stand today against Trump's CR when they were quiet as field mice yesterday in the deeps. Yeah, I can't believe that he's regurgitating. This is why I don't really do a lot with this DC Drano guy, because he likes to just regurgitate stuff. He literally made the same exact copy and pasted post an hour ago. So let's see here. Oh, wait. Elon's running the government. What?
Now, this doesn't excuse anybody's behavior.
For this squarely on Elon Musk first and foremost, and Trump after that, and that would be the timeline of how this played out. What do you say to her?
Well, she let the mask slip right at the end. She said, "Who's the president right now?" I mean, who's the president-elect? But she asked the right question first. Who is the president right now?
Yeah,
Joe Biden, who we rarely hear from, and the Wall Street Journal reported today, has been diminished for the last 4 years, and we've had unelected people running around. Running the federal government, apparently. So if that is what they're worried about, if they're worried about people who aren't Donald Trump, running the government or having influence, I wonder where they've been the last 4 years. Now, this doesn't excuse anybody's behavior on Capitol Hill tonight, but I think it's pretty rich for Democrats to be worried about people who aren't Donald Trump having influence when the current president, a Democrat, is AWOL and apparently not able to execute the duties of the office.
Well, he came for this squarely on Elon Musk first and
Very
foremost.
well said. Very well said. What the hell? Dollar Store Obama is holding hurricane relief aid to Western North Carolina hostage. I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly. And what's this? Ben Shapiro. Nobody cares. Not a fan of Ben Shapiro. House fails, spending deal, nothing. Let's see here. Everybody is catching an angle here. They're all trying to decide which side they're on and how they're going to play it, so on and so forth. It's not that great. All right, let's see here. I think I'll be honest with you guys. I think we're running out of steam here. I don't plan on staying up all night long to try and figure this out. There's just not enough energy in it for me. Tomorrow's live stream is going to be free form in the morning. So
Night, Cindy.
talk to you later, Cindy. So come with your subjects and be ready. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so. And as usual, guys, do me a favor, give me the thumbs up going on out the door. And if you want to support the channel, you know how. There's links in the description. All right, guys. Until the next time, stay safe. Have a great night. And I shall see you I'll see you in the morning, I guess.
Next time.
I'll see you in the morning.
Bye. I'm going to get the last word. I'm determined.
Okay, you get the last word.
Bye.
Bye.
I said I wanted the last word.
Okay, say it one more time.
Bye.